Yo, what it is, Gamer Fam? Welcome back to another episode of the weekly patch notes, bringing you episode 119. It's your boy Tom Ziri from X to Skip. With me, we are Kid Kojo. As always, what's good, homie?
I'm chilling, bro. How are you doing?
I'm feeling nice that the heat is slowly starting to come back because, hey, yeah, this cold is definitely something else. But hey, we're gonna keep it hot in this episode as always. We don't have Max with us. Still recovering from traveling, but he will definitely be returning soon. And yeah, welcome to all you new listeners out there, and of course to our day ones. Welcome back. Before we get into it, please just help us out there with a young like. You can subscribe if you like the show. I mean, you can subscribe real quick. Just give us support. It would be greatly appreciated. But yeah, without any further ado, before we get started, Coach, do you have any announcements? Thing to administrate?
Nothing.
Nada. All right. As for me, obviously you guys will know by the time that by the time this episode releases, bro, like obviously the Battlefield 6 beta will likely be closed, but if you haven't already, go jam that and have some fun. You know what I'm saying? It's actually flipping great. It's better. Okay, I can't actually compare too much because I've only played Battlefield 5. Yeah, V5. And Battlefield 2042. 2042 still goes down as like my number one, for obvious reasons. But yeah, now playing the beta of Battlefield 6 beta was actually fucking dope. Yeah, I'm very much keen for the full release of the game once it comes out. Don't know if I'll obviously get it as soon as it does, but yeah, I mean, with what I've played already, it's been fun. But anyways, without lingering on too much about it all, we're gonna get right into it, starting with the gaming news. Coach, do you have any gaming news on your side?
I don't know if I should put it on the gaming news or content creators. Let's put it on the content creators.
Alright. Gaming news wise, I don't have much, to be honest. But what I could possibly give, I suppose, is some very side information. Because what is a gamer if they're also not what's the word? What is a gamer if they're also not, oh gosh, my brain is farting. But yeah, what's a gamer without anime? You know what I'm saying? I feel like most gamers nowadays watch anime to some extent, even if it's like not too much. But on that note, where that's coming from is there's layoffs in Crunchyroll. So reason being is because they've obviously now started using AI generated subtitles in newer titles of anime that are being released. And of course, that being said, I think translating actual like subbing for actual dubbed anime is actually pretty difficult. So I can only imagine how many jobs have now been lost now that AI is able to interpret the speed of which, in terms of the translation, adding it to the different frames of the anime during the episodes. So yeah, shout out to those who have lost their jobs because of this. And I mean, we laugh about it, you know what I'm saying? But like, guys, AI definitely is going to be taking over in more aspects than we ever thought, and in such record time. So yeah, I mean, what's to say next in terms of AI will soon develop a game using Unreal Engine 5. Like, could you imagine? For me, I'm just like concerned if in the sense that we get to a point where some games, horror games specifically, are made by AI. Because I remember there was talks about that happening, but they like shut it down because then if AI learns your deepest, darkest fear, oh man, imagine what it would output into a game. So yeah, flip. Anyways, yeah, so that's the only thing I guess I have for the gaming news side of it. But moving on to the gaming corner, what has come out so far, Coach?
Okay, let's talk about a few releases. So the first one we have is a bit of a re-release type of thing. It's Senua Saga Hellblade 2 Enhanced.
What?
Yeah, for PC, PS5, and then Xbox Series. It is the first release on PS5 for Hellblade 2. Because it was an Xbox game, obviously. And then it's now on PS5. And it's an action adventure game, August 12th, 2025, currently sitting at an 83 on Metacritic. Next, we have a game called Echoes of the End, PC, PS5, Xbox Series, action adventure game, August 12th, 2025, currently sitting at a 72 on Metacritic. Next, we have one of the big ones of the year. Of course, I'm talking about Madden, NFL 26.
Nice.
PC, PS5, Xbox Series, Nintendo Switch 2, sports game. Obviously, Madden, American football. Currently sitting at a 71 on Metacritic, released on August 14th. And if you guys haven't seen the cover of Madden, go look at that cover and go look at the video of how that cover came to be. It is so sick. Anyway. Next up, we have a game called Drag and Drive, Nintendo Switch 2. It's a 3v3 sports game, August 14th, 2025. Currently sitting at a 62 on Metacritic. And last, we have a game called Doth Romantic, PS5, PS4, Xbox Series, and Xbox One. August 14th, 2025 release. It's a board game, currently sitting at an 84 on Metacritic. And yeah, that's it for my releases of the week.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I don't really have much to release, much to speak about in terms of releases. So hey, flying through this, that already brings us to the look at that. Listen, guys, if you're enjoying the show so far, please do leave a like. Promise you, yeah. I don't know what I'm promising you. We're just gonna keep doing what we're doing best. I am moving on to the content creator side now. I only have one thing. I mean, there were a few things that kind of caught my eye. For example, like how Mr. Beast now has joined Kick in terms of streaming. And he had XQC and Aiden Ross on his team. Well, something called Team Water. I didn't really get much into it, so that's why I'm not going to give too much in terms of a story on it. You guys can obviously just go check that out yourselves. But he wanted to obviously invite, big ups like Kai Sanat. But Kai Sanat said, look, he's not going to join if Aiden Ross is there. They're still settling their beef. I remember I did say that, XQC first started, shooting shots, but then he came to terms and it's like, nah, it's actually, I didn't mean any ill will. It's just, he was just trying to point out, certain facts and whatnot. But then obviously, yeah, the beef with the Aiden Ross part is still happening. Yeah, so again, I can't get too much into it. I'm not gonna bullshit a story for you guys. But anyways, other content creator news that I have is recently Asmongold was streaming, and now this was interesting because when I saw people stating this, which I'm about to tell you, Asmongold was actually still live streaming. So then I was able to actually catch some of it, which is pretty cool. But anyway, so he pretty much pointed out how he might be taking a very long break from streaming, 6+ months. Reason being is because when he was, just a bit younger, and by a bit younger, I mean between the ages of 23 up until 31. So for 8 years, he had been looking after his mom, right? When his mom was old and a bit sick. Now he's 35 and he has to help his dad, with a bunch of stuff around the house as well. And with his dad, it's obviously just a bit more because it's now also cleaning the house and just making sure that there's food every day, and all these types of things. So Asmongold is going to be helping out with that. Hoping that his dad will get better, but in getting better, Asmongold is going to age, and so will his dad. So it's just going to get even more and more and more cumbersome for him to just be there for his pop. So he did mention that that's going to pretty much be difficult to manage, as well as trying to manage a good streaming schedule. So he obviously then won't be able to meet most of his obligations because, obviously his revenue doesn't come just from the streaming. Well, in a sense it kind of does, because in the streaming he does have to advertise certain things for other sponsors so that he can still keep getting cash. But he's got so much that he can just save, that he's probably saved up for. So I'm pretty sure he's going to be okay. But yeah, I mean, obviously this comes as a huge shock to Asmongold fans who would obviously understand. But to say that, where will they go now? And, at best, we can just hope the best for Asmongold as he goes through this time looking after his dad. I could not even imagine the difficulties of having to, I guess, parent your own parent and be their caretaker. It must definitely be a stressful job. And of course, we as children always try to do the best for our parents as much as we can. But, it can take a toll on us as well. But as they say, man, it's just one of the hurdles of life. So, good luck to Asmongold for that. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Everything else, I mean, didn't really catch my eye. Kojo, any content creator stuff on your side?
A couple. So, Tommy.
Yeah.
You are familiar with the platform. Well, I'm not sure if you know it. It's a very, small gaming platform, but maybe you've come across it on your gaming, your gaming adventures. It's a little platform called Robolox. Have you heard of it?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay. You know how there's a huge pedophile problem on Roblox?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So there is a YouTuber known as Schlep. Not sure if you've heard the story recently.
No, I haven't. Well, not the full story, but I mean, I've seen the trending of it, so I'm not sure what it's about. Yeah.
Okay, so strap in. It's a bit of a doozy.
Okay.
So Schlep, he's a content creator on YouTube, and he is known for being a vigilante on Roblox in a good way. He is catching what we know as, obviously, Roblox predators. Roblox has had a history of predators being caught and exposed on their platform, for many years now. So Schlep, took it upon himself, and a bunch of other people as well, but mainly him, because we're focusing on him for a reason I'm going to get into. So Schlep, he is a self-proclaimed predator hunter. He has over 767,000 YouTube subscribers, and he hunts, predators. And recently, Roblox has come out and sent him a cease and desist letter, and they've banned his Roblox accounts.
For being a vigilante?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And so let's go back a little bit. Schlep, the reason why he does this, and he made a video about it. The reason why he does this is because he says that it came from a personal experience of having been groomed as a child on Roblox, which he said, led to an unaliving attempt. I hate the fact that we have to use such terms, man.
I know.
But anyway, you guys know what I mean. So he said he's been, his accounts have been, banned, and he's been sent to cease and desist. And he went, Moist Critical has made a video on this, or 2 videos now. Shep has obviously made a video on it. So if you guys, want to go in depth. So he made this video pretty much pleading his case, saying, hey man, I do what I do to catch people, Roblox. And he went and he said, look, we've gone through the proper channels of reporting through Roblox's reporting thing, but nothing gets done. So we have to take it upon ourselves. And so yeah, they sent him a cease and desist, which you can see on his Twitter or his X. Pretty much what it says is it's a bunch of legalese, but it pretty much just says that, his actions are in violation of Roblox's policies, because they include engaging in simulated child endangerment conversations, sharing or soliciting personally identifiable information, and directing users to move conversations to other platforms that are not Roblox. So he made this video, gained some steam. People were, hitting back at Roblox, and then Roblox came out and they wrote a letter on their platform, and they pretty much said, Moscow went over it a little bit, and they said, look, yes, we are cracking down on vigilantes, and yes, we do acknowledge that whilst the intentions are good, their actions may not be, because what they do is pretty much what it says in the cease and desist. They said they willingly impersonate, they impersonate underage people and engage in such conversations with these people. And that is against their rules in terms of service. And also it moves, they say Roblox alleges that they move these conversations to platforms like especially Discord, where they continue the grooming and all of that stuff. And Roblox says they can monitor, they can take action if it's moved to other platforms now. So yeah, Roblox, they've come out, they've said that whole thing, and people are still pushing back against Roblox, saying, you guys what are you guys doing? You guys have done nothing to help the pedophile issue. So people are taking it into your own hands, but then you should be assisting them, helping them, but you're doing nothing. You're going after the wrong people. These people are actually trying to help you, blah 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 blah. So it's an interesting situation. I open it to the public to, what do they think? Tell me what's your opinion on this.
I was reading up on it a bit more, and obviously people are now saying that it's kind of sad because this is just another example of like America exposing that it's, obviously in a realistic sense it's not okay for pedophiles to be out here, out and about, but for them to now be given their own platform, and people who are just trying to do right by the world being told to stop, cease and desist and all that, it's actually kind of scary how revealing it is that people just don't care about the safety of kids, man. Yeah, it does suck, but Hadi. I don't know what else to say. At this point, I'm just like, the world is just showing itself for who it is. With everything else that's going on, yeah, there's not much we can do. It sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a lot more. I'm not going in depth into it, but that's just the gist of it. You can go watch Schlep's video, Most Critical, covering it as well on his 2 videos so far that he's released as of the time of recording of this podcast, this episode. And the next story, keeping up with Ramzi Khalid Ismail. Tell me, you remember who that is?
Johnny Somali.
Yep. So, for those who don't know, Jesus, I'm sure by this point everybody knows who Johnny Somali is. Basically, he's a nuisance streamer who went to a bunch of countries, especially most notably Japan, did a bunch of things, nonsense stuff, got kicked out, went to, I think, Israel, did a bunch of nonsense, left. Then he went to South Korea to continue his nonsense, and he thought he could get away with it, but guess what? They are cracking down on him hard. So he's in court. He's been to a court case earlier. I think it was either this year or last year, somewhere there. And then he went to court again recently. And so Johnny Somali has 8 charges against him. So let's go through them. So he has 4 counts of obstruction of business, 2 counts of minor offenses, and 2 counts of deep fakes charges. So for the 4 obstruction of business counts, he's pled guilty to. For the 2 minor offenses acts or counts, he's pled guilty to. But for the 2 deepfake counts, he's pled not guilty to. Those are the ones that he's fighting, and those are the ones that will net him the most amount of years, because South Korea doesn't take kindly to deepfakes, to my knowledge. The other fines you can the other charges, the minimum charge or the minimum punishment you get is fines. The obstruction of business count, the minimum is fines. I'm pretty sure the minor offenses, the minimum punishment to receive is fines. However, the deepfake counts, I believe the minimum you get is prison time. There's no fines for that. It's straight up prison time. So his next trial is coming up on October 29th, 2025. And there are going to be witnesses who will show up who were affected by these deepfake accounts. One of them is a content creator called Bong Bong, and another was another Korean content creator. So yeah, it's not looking good for good old Johnny Somali, never said good old, for old Johnny Somali over there. Maybe justice will finally be served, because as Japan didn't really do anything to him, Israel didn't really do anything to him, so hopefully South Korea does something. But yeah, and so there are two people who are covering this. A channel called Otozi, he's been covering it. He actually went to South Korea to this court case. There's a legal YouTuber called Legal Mindset. He covers these cases. These types of cases. He does good videos and in-depth videos. So he's also been following the Ramsey, Khaled, Ishmael, Johnny Somali case very closely. He's broken it down. He broke down this recent court trial that he had very nicely. If you guys want to go, follow or look at Legal Mindset, he's also looking into the Ethan Klein lawsuit that we spoke about some weeks ago or some episodes ago. He also did some good jobs going into Ethan's lawsuit there. So Legal Mindset, he's doing good work. Go check him out. And yeah, that's it for all my content creator news.
Oh wait. Yeah, I'm actually amazed, man. It's still relevant, man. He just needs to be locked up, dog, once.
Yeah, hopefully it happens. Hopefully South Korea is like, look, yeah, this guy needs to just chill for a while.
Yeah, otherwise there'll be mob justice, bro. Yo.
Imagine.
Alright, well, moving on to the esports side of things. The only thing I have to pretty much raise is that the Epic 7 the qualifiers took place on the 19th of July 2025, and they went through from the 20th, 26th, and the 27th of July, when the qualifiers then completed. So your current tournament contestants, as it stands, will be on round 1, which would be on the 16th of August 2025. We have Mitsumi going up against Go Me or Me. Yeah, some of these names are something else. With that, it's going to be Face Pump versus Sayak, and then Nero versus Kukurbat, and then Schwalschwenai versus Light. So yeah, these are your contestants. Essentially, for those of you who are new to Epic 7 World Championships, it's the first time I'm mentioning it, by the way. Again, Epic 7 is a mobile, I want to say gacha game, because you are just pretty much collecting heroes, but you essentially summon heroes, and there's campaigns, there's obviously PvP in terms of arenas, and a lot of PvE content. But obviously this World Championship focuses more on the PvP side, where you will have basically a 4v4. So you'll be able to select 4 heroes and your enemy is able to select 4 heroes. It's a turn-based game. So every single turn, you got to make sure you build the right heroes, make counter moves. And, there's certain things that will just determine your win or your loss in terms of this game. So now that it's gotten to the part of the World Championships, I'm actually fucking keen. Obviously, I'm watching purely because I just want the same builds that these pros have. For PvP, because I suck at PvP when it comes to Epic 7. My builds are just as great as anybody else's, so it's nothing special. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of fun in the game, especially for PvE, because I'm not really a PvP fan, because again, I suck. But anyways, yeah, that's the only esports that I pretty much have. Anything from your side, Kojo?
No, just hopefully by the time this episode goes up, the esports World Cup is still going on with certain tournaments, so don't forget to catch that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, thanks, man. And ladies and germs, that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Again, if you enjoy the show, please do share a like there. Subscribe just to keep up to date with all the episodes that we release every week, as well as any things outside of the podcast episode, things like streams and whatnot. We have been kind of slacking on the whole side of things, but once my PC is back up and running and doing swell, then we can get right back into it. At the moment right now, I'm going to pretty much be the lookout for some PC upgrades and whatnot. So yeah, bear in mind that I'm gonna try get this back up and running. So yeah, bear with me, please. But yeah, that's pretty much where we'll end it. Thank you guys so much for listening. Thanks again, Kikojo. And check you on the next episode, which will be episode 120. And yeah, have a lovely time, gamers. Stay connected. Peace.